Operation Confidence proudly presents America's Invisible Heroes Talk Radio Show. Tune in weekly on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time with your host, Consuelo Mackey. Co-hosts, Air Force veteran Matt Davidson. Announcers, Taylor Marcella and Brooke Gadesi. U.S. Army veteran and entertainment segment host, Charles Whitehead. U.S. Army veteran and strategies for host segment host, Dr. Kathy Cash. U.S. Army veteran and lifeline for women veterans segment host, Martha Elena Varela. National Director of Faith Services, Chaplain, and Veterans in Recovery segment host, Anthony Akinfora. And U.S. Air Force veteran and Incarcerated to Success segment host, Kevin Lewandowski. For more information or to be a guest on our show, email info@operationconfidence.org.
Operation Confidence, America's invisible hero, invisible hero.
Operation Confidence is a grassroots nonprofit. The organization's mission is to provide stable housing for veterans who have experienced homelessness, as well as providing a wide range of supportive services. To help accomplish our goal, a successful landowner has donated land for the project, a world-renowned architect has offered to design the houses, and construction classes from the local community colleges will take part in building the houses. Your support and donations are needed. To get involved, please visit our website at www.operationconfidence.org or email info@operationconfidence.com.
Ooh, I thought y'all about to kick it off with that.
Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning in to America's Invisible Heroes, the show that's dedicated to our veterans and their families. Yes, I'm your host, Consuelo Mackey, Executive Director of a grassroots nonprofit organization called Operation Confidence. No, I'm not a veteran. My heart goes out to our disabled veterans, especially those who have experienced homelessness. For those of you that are new to this show, American Invisible Heroes was established to provide a platform for our veterans to be able to share their experiences, heartfelt stories, resources, and challenges. Okay, and so today we want to have Taylor Marcellus to come on and talk about, actually introduce our co-host for today. Take it away, Taylor.
Yes, ma'am. Today we have U.S. Army Reserve veteran Charles Whitehead. He is a board member and segment host. And then we have U.S. Army Major veteran Anthony Smith Sr., and he is a monthly segment host of Can't Keep a Good Man Down.
Okay, today's show, I'm sorry, I would like to say this part because that's my buddy. Today's show is in honor of U.S. Army Major Anthony Smith Sr. And we're so happy to have you here, Anthony. You've just been outstanding. So we're going to go from there. And we have a surprise visitors too. So take it away, Charles and Taylor.
All right. Anthony L. Smith Sr. is a retired U.S. Major who served in the military for 22 years from active duty, reserve, and National Guard. He was injured in combat in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2004 at Camp Taji, serving with the 1st Cavalry Division, 39th Infantry Brigade, BMM Special Operation Infantry Quartermaster. On April 24, 2004, he was injured in combat during an attack on Camp Taji Forward Operating Base. A rocket-propelled grenade was shot into the camp and directly struck him on the right side of his body. He was hit by four 50 caliber rounds, and a mortar round landed several feet in front of him. Major Smith sustained several life-threatening injuries and later was listed killed in action and placed in a body bag. He was later discovered by a nurse doing her rounds who realized that he was still alive and went for help. He was respirated, but was given the wrong blood RH factor during the process. Jeez, this placed him in a 62-day coma. When he awakened, he discovered he had several injuries: PTSD, TBI, loss of right arm, loss of right hip, loss of right kidney, loss of portion of intestines, loss of vision in the right eye, loss of hearing, jaw broken in 3 places, loss of abdomen muscle, T7 spinal cord injury, and he had amnesia.
After 2 years of recovery, the Major went on to get involved in sports and later was relieved of his duties as chief of police and forced into retirement because of unjustifiable medical reasons.
Can you speak a little louder, sweetheart?
Yes, ma'am. He then turned back to martial arts and reopened his own martial arts academy. Today, he fosters a worldwide martial arts organization and is a pastor and evangelist and motivational speaker. He's married to Tamiko and they have 6 children: Jasmine, Alexis, Anthony Jr., Elena, and Braylon. He is a para-athlete in several sports and has currently won several championships and a member of the World and National USA Para Taekwondo team. He has acquired the nickname of A-Train, the one-armed Grandmaster. He currently the founder, owner, and operator of Anthony Worldwide Martial Arts Association, AOBK for Life, the first Black disabled combat veteran to serve an academy for adaptive martial arts. He has inherited the title Aaron, Chief Grandmaster, a member of several martial arts organizations and Hall of Fames. The Major has met with 5 living presidents and is a member of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, as well as member of several fraternal organizations of brotherhood and scholarship. He's a graduate of Alcorn State University with a BA in Military Science and Theology, double major BS in Computer Science and Applied Mathematics, author of the Martial Arts Science of Fire and Adaptive Combat Krav Maga movement. He's the chairman of the board of the Arkansas Freedom Veterans Helping Veterans and was elected pastor of Wilson Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in December 2020 to continue the service of the members in standing. After preaching his first sermon at the age of 14 in the Church of God in Christ, where he served as a national adjunct for 30 years, he later departed his position to become an activist for Black human rights and the teaching of his ancestors through the scriptures. You can't keep a good man down.
That's right. Charles, on you.
All right, before I show the pictures and videos, we would like to welcome back again our surprising guest, Nico Marcolongo. I said that.
Yay. We so happy to have you, right, Nico?
Nico is a veteran of the Iraq conflict who served 14 years as a Marine officer. After his second Iraq deployment, Nico was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. After the conclusion of his military service in February 2008, Nico joined the Challenge Athletes Foundation, where he leads the Challenge Athlete Foundation Operation Rebound program for injured veterans and first responders. Nico and his family were also featured on the Sesame Street workshop episode, Coming Home Military Families Coping with Change. Go ahead, guys, take it away. Nico and Tony.
Right.
Hey, two
Hey,
Italians.
Tony.
That's what I always tell Anthony. He's Italian like me. Tony Smith.
Yeah,
That's for
that's
sure.
what about.
I don't
Hey,
put
yeah, Miss T, we had to make one correction on that. I forgot to tell you guys after she was reading that. This past week, I was promoted to 9th degree black belt. I am no longer chief grandmaster. I am now major grandmaster.
Oh, now you go.
Man,
Whoa.
that's his military, right?
Oh, look at that. All right. That is so cool.
Nice.
Would you like
Tell
me to
us
start
about
sharing the
you.
photos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To the
Okay.
photos.
Are you bring
before-
those up?
Yeah.
All right. This is one of the photos that we're doing one of our martial arts demonstrations this past week with some of our most of the ones on the mat that you guys see are all adaptive martial artists except for 4 of them. That's Mama D right there, Nico. That's up in the front, and Braylon over there on the side. And most of the rest of them are adaptive martial artists that attended Dysfunction for the Kids Day program.
Okay. So is
That's
Mama
good
D
right
the
there.
instructor? Slow it down. Go back.
Rolling.
Oh yeah, she'll pop up there. Yeah, that's Mama D. She's my oldest black belt and my only 5th degree master at the school.
Really?
She just
Wow.
turned 70 years old.
Get on, girlfriend. I bet she can beat up a lot of people too.
Mama
Yes.
D.
Yeah, that's Mama D, Debbie Crisco. She was one of the one that tested during that time I had pulled my hamstring. She tested for a 5th degree. Out of 4 people testing for 5th degree, Mama D was the only one that passed.
Wow.
Mama D. D for dynamite and D for defense, huh?
Don't believe that.
Yeah, that's so cool. Let's move up. That's you.
Yeah, that's me with my new belt on, y'all. That's my new belt, baby.
Nice.
So that's 9th degree, huh?
That's 9th degree black belt.
Is that the highest you can go?
Well, I actually have a 10th degree black belt. I don't wear it because in our organization, you really make 10th degree. You're supposed to be unalive. That's what we call it, not alive. But they gave me the 10th degree in another organization. They said, well, you did die and come back. So
So that's an honorarium degree.
yeah,
Yes.
10th degree is, yeah. We call it, our 10th degree is also known as the Eternal Grand Master. So once you get 10th degree, you move on to the next life.
Yeah, we don't want the 10th degree, but nah.
Yeah. And if y'all didn't know, Nico is one of our honorary 1st degree black belts.
All right.
All right, Nico.
Yeah.
Combat Marine.
My next one will probably be my 10th degree though, but that's a long ways off.
That's so cool.
I took karate when I was a kid, through my church.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because
That's Braylon. That's my son right there.
Wow.
one that was that was on the shot there a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that just passed through.
Mhm.
He's black belt, huh?
He's a 1st degree black belt now.
Mm.
He was considered a junior grand master in one organization, but he turned it down because he wanted to get his rank through me. So
Okay.
He's driving now, right, Anthony?
if that's what you want to call it, Nico.
What?
That.
What?
Hey,
Oh.
yeah, we went mudding in the Hummer the other day, and he flipped the joke. I told,
Yeah.
hey, but it's a Hummer though. That's what it made for, right?
That's what it's supposed to do.
Did he roll it or he flipped it over?
He rolled it.
Oh, okay.
But he drove it out, right?
Yeah, he drove it out. We thought we were gonna be stuck, but the way it hit, when we went down the side of the hill, it rolled back up, and then he just gassed it in.
Nothing happened.
Nothing bad happened. Not to us, but the Hummer needs a little work.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's scary. He can't do that. Tell him don't do that no more.
Oh, that's mud. And that's what we do out here in the country. We ride back here in the swamps and stuff. In the
Oh
Humvee.
no.
When we used to live in Florida, and my father, was in the military, and one of his friends had a Jeep. We were riding on the Jeep. We were kids, I was probably about 10 years old then. And he went out and he said, yeah, these Jeep can go through all kinds of mud. He went and showed us how the Jeep can go get in the mud and got stuck. And
Goodness.
and he had to leave the Jeep with us in it and go walk back to the base and get somebody to come and pull him out of there. You know, we waited for a couple of hours sitting out there.
Oh, no.
And that's Mama D right there with her new black belt on. But her red stripe on there is shorter than mine. You know, my red stripe's longer than hers.
Go back to that last photo.
Oh. Does it matter about the stripe, or does it matter about, you know, how big the person is or whatever?
No, on the red, black, red, my red, when it starts off on the red, I have a longer red stripe. She has a shorter red stripe on hers.
It's not clear anymore. What happened?
What's the significance of it?
The shorter red stripe, as it goes red, black, red, that means they're between 6 and they're between 5th, 6th, and 7th degree, right? And then mine is a longer red stripe. It goes longer red, then short black. See, like her black is a long black.
Can you make
Mine's
it a little
short black.
clearer, Taylor? Like before? What happened? It just,
You're muted.
You muted.
I figured that. I was talking to myself. Let me see. Yes, continue talking. Let me see if I can pull it up again.
All right, so the longer black on mine is for 8th and 9th degree.
And the shorter is like, did you say between 5th and 6th?
Yeah, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then the belt I got is 8th and 9th.
There you go.
So you see how, well, my belt's a little bit newer, but see how my red stripe goes all the way down to the end, and then it goes black, red, black around my back. Hers starts as a little short. You see how the links in the red at the bottom?
Okay.
Okay.
And did she take all of her training with you?
All 15 years.
Wow. So she came there as a little old lady, and walked out of there ready to take on the world, huh?
Right. Well, actually, when I first met her, right,
Mm-hmm.
she was my caregiver, and we went down to one of the events that's hosted by Challenge Athlete Operation Rebound that Nico brought me to, and Nico told her, like, how you run around him and don't know no martial arts, and she, I told her, like, I told her she got old people mad, but when she got back, she joined martial art.
I just wanted to look out for his blind side. That's all.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's so cute.
And out of 5 people that tested for 5th degree, Mama D was the only one that passed. And the closest age to her was 34. It was Mama D, then the next age. Mama D was 70, and the next guy was 34. All the younger guys didn't pass.
And do they have to fight against each other? Is how they get there.
If you're over 65, you don't have to spar for your test. But Mama D sparred with me.
Okay.
She was, and you was like, I was taking it easy on you. She probably was like, I'm taking it easy on you.
She didn't take it easy on me at all. She wanted to, because she had that mentality that she wanted to make sure everybody knows she earned it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Had the head be like, ain't no joke here.
Yeah, I dropped her real hard one time. I think everybody in the gym jumped up and like, "What did he do that old lady like that for?" She got up and then she threw me, and I missed the mat, and I was like, "That's karma right there."
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so moving on. I know we have a few others to show, and we have some questions as well. We're gonna ask.
Yeah, so
let's let Nico take over for a little bit before we ask the question. Nico, tell us about you and what you're doing, and how thrilled we are to have you on board.
Well, I tell you, Charles gave me a very good and thorough introduction there. But you said, I was born and raised in San Diego. I went Northern California, UC Davis for school. My first real job after college, at least I got paid for it, was playing American football in France. So that was a great experience. Came back trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And I always wanted to be in the Marine Corps. So I applied to be a Marine officer, and they accepted me. And I got commissioned on March 25th, 1994 as a second lieutenant. I became an infantry officer after the basic school, 6 months there. I was stationed out here as an infantry officer in California. And then I got transitioned to intelligence. I deployed a couple times to Iraq as an intel officer. Got involved with the Challenge Athletes Foundation in 2003 through my own charitable effort, through the Buddy Bowl, my charity flag football tournament, which Anthony is very familiar with. Came out and played one year, a couple times. Established a fund at CF for injured vets and first responders that morphed into Operation Rebound. So I had unwittingly created a job for myself 5 years before I got out of the Marine Corps. And yeah, I've been honored and humbled to lead the program ever since 2008. So here I am.
You got to tell us what Operation Rebound does, because I mean, I've seen some amazing people come out of veterans come out of your program and participate. I mean, what was her name? Mashad jumped out of the airplane last week, and she was totally blind. You know, I mean, some of the things. And then what was that? You, Anthony, climbed the Empire State Building. And
Anthony did that too. He ran up the Empire State Building as well.
Yeah, and I meet him, and he had won. Didn't you win? Wasn't one of the fastest?
Faster than I could do it, that's for sure.
I was the fastest challenge athlete person.
There you go.
You were?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yeah, remember, he only has one hip.
Yeah, one
and
hip.
And that takes a lot of hip to get up that Empire State Building.
That's amazing.
I mean, yeah, you think about, so for me, so what we do at Operation Rebound, and really CF in general, is we empower individuals who have permanent physical disabilities lead active lives through sports. So the biggest barrier for people with disabilities to participate in sports is access to sports. You know, if you or I want to go out running, maybe we buy $100, $200 pair of running shoes. Well, somebody's missing a leg, it might cost like $30,000 for that running foot and the prosthetic care that goes with it. Now, if you multiply that by two for missing two legs, it's $60,000, right? So it gets really expensive. Or if you're a wheelchair user, you want to go running, like you want to do a marathon in a sanctioned event, so it counts towards a record or something like that, you have to go out and buy a racing chair, which could be like $4,500. So we try and close that gap because insurance looks upon sports as kind of a luxury. So these things like running feet, racing chairs, hand cycles, and so forth, they don't cover that. So that's where we fill that gap. And particularly with children, you know, these kids who are amputees or use wheelchairs, they play wheelchair basketball or what have you, they're going to outgrow their running feet, their basketball chairs every few years.
Yeah.
And that can get quite expensive. So CF fills that gap. And again, I run the program for the injured vets and first responders. It's a year-round grant program. So we're providing, whether it's sports equipment, pay for competition, or travel and lodging at events, gym memberships, things like that. Something we've also started doing is teaming up with the VA hospitals across the country and supporting what's called experiential therapy. So what I was finding was that we have veterans coming to us who weren't exactly in our demographic. And I'm like, well, we really want to help these individuals anyway. So what can I do? So we set up a program with the VAs where we sponsor clinics. So it'd be a nominal cost. So let's say in Atlanta VA, we pay for bocce equipment, like $1,200 for 35 athletes to go out and play bocce twice a week out in the community. Now they're integrating the community. They're, you know, they lead it themselves, that type of thing. And it's 35 veterans we support, and about 17 of them are already our veterans that we supported anyway, plus a few more heard about us through that. So then we were able to support them for other events. But really the crux of it is about, and the example I'll use here is the clinic we do in San Diego, our surf clinic every Wednesday, is we have clinicians out there doing therapy while the surfing is going on, for example. So we have a group of veterans who come out every Wednesday on the beach. We've got the surfboards, we've got the instructors, and they'll start off with like a meditation exercise to get everybody at a base level, calmness, ready to go in the water, hit the water, team up with their instructors, talk to clinicians during that time, and then we debrief when it's all over. And we're seeing really good gains from that. So we're seeing sports as a force multiplier for clinical intervention. And we're trying to really get this going across the VA system. And that way we can help more people with what we're good about. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a clinician. I got some OJT, but I don't claim to be curing people of their PTS or anything like that. But what I can do is provide this sports support so those practitioners can go out and they can, rather than hold a therapy session, say within the four walls of the VA, they can go out and they can do some hand cycling or rock climbing or surfing or bocce or whatever it may be. And what we find too is, oftentimes when you go to the hospital, you play the role of patient, and your doctor is the doctor. So there's a hierarchy there. When you're out there surfing on a surfboard, and we have a psychiatrist who's out there, he brings one of his troops out, and it's more like he's my surf instructor. Yeah, he's also my psychiatrist. That kind of that wall comes down a little bit. They're more relaxed. They feel more equal, if you will. And there's more of a tendency to open up and talk and be more authentic. So we're finding that we're seeing good medical gains on the part of the VA by doing this program.
That's so cool. And we've had the pleasure of having some of your challenge amazing veterans on the show before. I mean, like for an example, the Blind Veterans Association. I mean,
Calvin Poole.
Yeah, Calvin. Oh my God.
He is a go-getter.
Isn't he really?
He's like Anthony, only he doesn't see as well.
Huh? He doesn't see
like
at all.
Yeah, I know. I say
he-
Anthony's only blind in one eye.
Right. And look at him. He's like Superman.
That's it. He is.
And I got to give Charles his kudos too for him to be using the wheelchair. What was that when you jumped off the
Helen.
area, the Marriott? They had some type of a fundraiser.
Yeah,
Paralyzed Veterans of America.
2 years ago.
You're rappelling off buildings, Charles?
Yeah, repelling.
Off of the Long Beach Hilton there.
What was it? An Over the Edge event?
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
Consuelo, I wanted to say this to Nico. I particularly wore this shirt for a reason. It didn't fit it because it was too small.
Can't hear you. Talk into your mic.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right. This was one of the first challenge athlete shirts Nico gave me. It's too big now. All right. When we went to Canada one time, I got a whole bunch of Canadian awards, coins, and everything because they thought this stood for the Canadian Armed Forces.
Oh, really?
So the command general came and got me and everything, and we got to go run all over the place. And then later on, they found out it was challenge athlete. We was in the newspapers and TV. But I also want to remind Nico of this that's getting ready to get mailed to Challenge Athlete Foundation.
The
Who
Frankenfoot.
is that?
The Frankenfoot.
It's called this
It's
is
like
the first
Jack's
shoe.
foot.
This is the first shoe that I got, Challenge Athlete got me. We called it the Frankenfoot because my other side of my leg is 3 inches shorter than the other. And I was we're getting it bronzed and sent to the Challenge Athlete Foundation.
Oh, how
That's
wonderful.
gonna look good on the shelf. Yeah. So Anthony, as you know, when he took that rocket through the hip, after he did that surgery, it shortened to one side of his body.
Oh,
So you have
yeah.
to wear that elevated shoe and then use the momentum to kind of swing it because without a hip flexure,
Right. And
right?
that had to stop him.
So
a
that
bit.
was the shoe. That was styling back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing what you guys are doing.
So hold up. Now you went over here and got all of these awards, but you couldn't say, you couldn't tell them that, this is a mistake.
Well, they were honoring him anyway. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Right.
so this was the inaugural Canadian Army run, and this was 2008. Yeah, it was 2008. Was it 2000? Yeah, because it wasn't too long after I met you.
Right.
We went up to Canada, and that was the first time you'd walked any kind of distance like that since your injury.
Correct.
And we just walked it. The three of us. It was the Canadian Defense Secretary, or maybe he was the head of the Armed Forces, and you and I. and CAF in red, right? It looks like, oh, those are the Canadian colors, red and white. They figured at first they're like Canadian Army. Then they realized later on, well, they weren't going to take any of that back because they invited us up. They invited us, Anthony. We had another veteran, Joe Kapaszewski. Unfortunately, he's passed away since. He finished the race before the finish line even went up. And then another Joe, Sam Solo. We went up there as guests of the Canadian Armed Forces because they came down and we supported them and at an event in San Antonio, and they invited us up there. And
oh, how wonderful!
Little international relations.
Yeah, huh? Oh,
Right.
that's cool.
So Anthony, I'm gonna say, so you pull an inadvertent Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. Well, when they handed me that coin, I was like, I couldn't fit. Remember, Nico, he passed me that coin. He said, thank you for your service. And he went to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And see, at that time, I was still getting my memory back. So and Nico said, just nod your head. Somebody talking to you. So I didn't know what he was talking. I just kept nodding my head. And I was like, Nico, what's going on? And then he goes like, well, in honor of that, I'm gonna walk it with you. I said, now we're going real slow. He said, okay. So he walked the whole thing. Then he gave me 2 Canadian coins and all that. And then we realized what was going on when we got to the tent. And the lady walked up to put the the wreath thing on me. And I was like, what's this for? She said, for your service. We want to thank you for your service to Canada during your service. I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm from the United States. I don't know no French.
She said,
And
okay.
what happened then?
They called
I didn't know.
Canadian money,
Yeah,
the Mounties showed up.
Yeah.
Interviews and all that. And I couldn't figure out. I said, Nico, what's she? Oh, she's talking French. And I'm like, I said, man, can you talk? He said, I want to thank you for your service for our country here in Canada, and that you got together with the Americans. I'm like, wait a minute, man, I am American. Hold on.
Yeah, you went.
They almost didn't let him back in the country after that.
For real?
You pull a Schultz like on Hogan's heel. I know nothing.
I know nothing.
He said,
What happened though? What were you doing over there anyway?
In Canada?
Yeah.
Well, they invited us over to Ottawa because they had did an event in San Diego, and somebody didn't show up, and Nico called me and said, hey, you got a passport? I'm like, yeah, I got a passport. You want to go to Canada? I said, stop playing. He said, no, I'm sending a plane. Meet me in Canada. And he met me in Canada. And then he goes like, hey, we're about to walk 3K. 3K of what?
That's so funny. You've been on some wonderful, wonderful ventures with Nico. I just commend him, and you especially. I mean, you guys are just amazing.
That was just the warm up, because a couple months later, I was like, you want to do a 720-mile ride down the coast of California?
Oh,
he did it. And
you know what? On his
tofu
video,
for the first time.
On his video, you had that special bike made for him when he didn't have a hip or a leg or anything. And he did.
They modified the pedal part. Yeah, they modified the pedal for him.
Right.
And the bar.
Yeah, but he did it, and he had tofu for the first time. You got to have tofu when you come to California.
Tofu, yeah.
So that was a special bike. Was he in some type of a race when he was on the bike, or was just helping him build up his muscle?
Yeah, well, it was a 720-mile ride from San Francisco to San Diego, so he had plenty of opportunity to build up his strength.
Oh my God. When you come back, you have to show that video. That was just a heart-touching video. I can't believe how wonderful it was. Well, you guys just such role models. You, Nico, I know that everyone thinks so much about you. You've had some other guests come on the show, and everyone can't say nothing but praises about Nico, including me.
I'm sure I can send you plenty of critics, Consuela, too, if you want.
No, it's no critics. Those are just haters. And if
y'all didn't know, when Operation Rebound first started, it was just about a couple of us going. And Nico actually started what was called the A-Team. We actually had an A-Team he was the Colonel Smith. I wanted to be Colonel Smith since my name was last name was Smith, but I was the black guy, so I had to be BA.
It's because you're the biggest guy. That's why. The biggest guy.
Yeah, the biggest guy. You put your Mr. T starter kit on, you know.
Yeah, I had it all on. Everybody came around the corner and said, "Man, what happened?" I said, "I was taking practice
What?
on."
What was that for?
We had a group of vets that we had a small corps that would go everywhere, right? So we go out to Las Vegas for martial arts, or we'd go do a triathlon in Florida and stuff like that. And so I made a little meme based on the A team,
Mhm.
and it was a CAF team. And I had Anthony in there and a few other vets, and it was just, you know, kind of a humorous kind of team motivation thing.
Oh, that's cute.
They were on tour as you know, Canadian you know, so they were on the Milli Vanilli tour, you know.
Hey, you remember that video, Nico? If
Uh,
you're looking for some disabled guys, just contact
Yep.
the A team.
George, you got some more pictures and some videos to show.
yeah, let
We've
me-
got some we can show and some we can't.
Really?
I'm
The
just
one,
kidding.
the ones he submitted, or you just playing?
He's
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Everything we've done has been pretty wholesome.
He got some guy stuff, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see here. I'm gonna show these pictures here first.
Okay, Anthony, you got a big old smile. Who's this lady?
That's Sarah. That she was the one that walked with me going up the Empire State Building, but
Does
I had to
she have
I
a
had to-
disability, or she's just a guide?
she was supposed to be my guide, but she stopped at the 22nd floor.
Because it's too much, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Are
those
these-
those are some of the other challenge athlete brothers and sisters that was on that walk that made it all the way up as well.
Uh-huh.
What's this you're holding? Oh,
That's the medal for completing.
The
But
Empire
when-
State Building.
Right.
Ooh, that is so amazing.
this is where you all here talking about the. Yeah, I was in Canada, you know, and he's over there telling the story. Yeah, you know, and you just don't know how tough it was out there up in that ice and this and that.
And see, the good thing is I was in the right place at the right time. That after that interview, a guy from the stock market came by and said, "Hey, you want to go to the stock exchange?" I was like, "Why not?" So that next day, I went to the stock exchange.
Wow. Was you up there on the top desk hitting the bell, or just in the audience?
I got to ring the bell.
Oh, you did. That's what I mean. Did you get pictures of that?
Yeah, I got pictures of that one.
Okay, when you come back, you got to show that too. That's such an honor.
Let's see.
That was it? What happened to the video?
Let me pull them up.
Okay.
And Nico was responsible for me getting there too. And also, I can't call it. Is it Ryan? That got me there. That was on the East Coast. I
Oh,
can't think of
Doug?
his name. Doug.
Yep.
Oh, he was the one that made sure I got there too.
Oh yeah. Oh, Anthony's an ambassador, and I'll tell you, you know, when we met Anthony, let's just put it this way, he wasn't in a very good place, so it took some convincing. So I really knew, well, the road to Anthony's probably through Tamika, and it was just before they were married. So I talked to her about getting him involved with us, because he wasn't too keen on accepting something from somebody he hadn't met yet. He really didn't know. So, but sometimes, you know, other people can see something in you that you don't necessarily see at the moment.
And you met him right after his injury, and he came back.
Actually, it was a few years, because it's 2008. It wasn't until the summer of 2008 that I met Anthony.
And
we
how
just
long
got
had
things
you been? How long had he been back?
Was that
I had been back home for a year. I've been living in Brook Army Medical Center the whole time for therapy because I had lost my memory.
Oh,
So
wow.
they were keeping me there till I got my memory back, and then I finally went and competed at the Endeavor Games, and they said I had an unfair advantage. So I just like, you know what? I'm tired of sports and can't catch a break. And I think I was smoking about almost 2 packs of cigarettes a day then, Nico.
I think you're smoking 2 packs of cigarettes when I met you, like at the same time.
Yeah.
No.
And I was 346 pounds
Really? Oh
in
my
an electric
God.
wheelchair. And then Nico came up, started saying some stuff. I said, whatever, man. And then next thing I
Well,
know,
look what you
he
have
came
been
through.
through. You
Well,
know,
that's why I don't take a lot of stuff personally either. When some of the vets will be like, no, you know, whatever. I'm like, hey, okay, you might not be ready, but we're here for you. And then maybe take a different approach, right?
right.
Because I get it. I mean, you've been promised things in the past, maybe they didn't come through.
Right.
The medications have an effect on you, the depression, the anxiety, who knows where you are in the recovery exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to kind of go out there and say, hey, I'm here when you're ready, and I'm going to check in on you, and we'll take it from there.
I think it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, anybody out there in radio land and in podcast land feels like they're going to give up, you have to look at this young man. I mean, golly, you know, and some of the others that you had that had helped to be guests on our show. Just amazing, you know. And I mean, they come on like totally blind, saying holding down positions, you know, as the chief executive or whatever, you know. And they say just never give up. People tend to give up, and that's me like Charles. Charles said, I'm here.
I'm still here. I'm doing it. Let's do it.
He has a
That's
trucking
what I'm talking about.
company and a band and a group and on several boards and a commissioner. I mean, you know, heck.
Don't forget, Charles was jumping off a roof the first time I met him.
Yeah.
Show that. And they keep talking about I'm gonna jump off. I ain't jumping nowhere.
We're gonna make you go.
No, you can't make. You have to drag me down the street. Nope.
No,
I don't like elevators. You gonna go with me, Taylor?
Yeah, we're gonna take Taylor
jump
too.
off the roof with me.
Taylor.
We're gonna pin your crown down. We're gonna pin your crown down while you go down, and I
What?
want you doing like this.
What?
I want you like this.
What?
Oh yeah, I heard Miss Wheelchair Crown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it, you know.
Yeah.
You know what? I will go with you, Connie.
Oh, now the problem is to get Connie to go.
See, I can't go if Connie don't go. I can't do it. Connie don't do it.
Oh God! Some kind of way if they can strap us both.
I'll do it. I can do that.
I know you guys can do it. I mean,
can
just
do it.
a group of people.
All right,
Yeah,
Kelly,
it's
show
an
these
experience.
videos, but I have to show them one at a time because for whatever reason. So I'm gonna show them share, stop, share, stop, share, stop.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share this first because I tried to, hold it for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's what we're gonna do here.
Okay, these are just pictures, huh?
Oh, this is the Empire State Building here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that was at the bottom of the basement where we started at.
What happened when your face got cut off?
It was a video. I think it got stopped in the middle.
Now, when I try to play it, hold on. Let me redo this.
Nico, you were there. You say you ran up too, huh?
No.
You didn't.
No, I only run if tigers are chasing me now. Now that's Anthony's job. I'm just the manager.
You didn't do the Empire State Building. I thought you said you did it.
No, I didn't do the Empire State Building.
Okay, I think you down at the bottom too.
I was there. That was a quick flight for Anthony from Arkansas to New York.
You were there? I know that's right. I'll be down there too.
Here we go.
Who is swag? If ain't swag. Who is swag? If ain't swag. Who is swag? If I ain't.
All right, martial arts. There's some things you learn when you do martial arts. So if throws a punch, I can grab, I can turn, I can break them down, man. Come back with the elbow, twist them up. Mule kick.
Wow, that was cool.
Just a few of his talents.
Yeah,
There's more.
Oh, that first one I made for that was a challenge I had with Deion Sanders about who can hit the golf ball the furthest.
mm,
I won because he missed on the first swing, so I automatically won.
yeah, but you didn't have no problem when it came time to you hitting the ball.
Yeah, I had to beat him because they were talking about me being in my kilt, so I had to beat him.
You mean your Canadian kilt?
She said Canadian kilt.
All right, let's see here.
Doing too much, you ain't doing enough. Who you fooling ain't us. You act like Jesus ain't risen, like we ain't forgiving, like we ain't got truth in our clutch. Some of us hate on each other, we bang on each other like we ain't been covered in blood. We try to cripple each other, we trip on each other like we ain't in need of his love. Meanwhile, these people confused, so they pray to the universe. Our life is how people view the church. Say we want peace and we say we want unity.
All right.
That's cool. It's so fast though.
All right. Hey, I didn't make. Who made the video?
TikToks, they're really quick. They're like 30
My
seconds, if
son,
not
my
shorter.
son made those videos. He said like, "Dad, you gotta make it go." I thought when he said he was gonna make them go fast, I didn't know he meant that fast.
Yeah, they were.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is
and
it
those
more?
are.
I think that was because they all, it was 4 of them, but I see they were all combined, and so you know
Mhm.
there were some repeats in there. So
Right. Well, I think what you guys are doing is just amazing. I can't tell you enough. You got an audience here to just follow you around and see what you're doing next. So inspirational. You know, you just don't know. Some people are having problems out here, and here you guys come like super dudes. Yeah, how many women you have involved, Nico?
Yeah, so that's one area where we're trying to improve our numbers, because as we're about 12 to 15% female supported every year. And you got to look at it, you know, in the military, and it's primarily in the military, right? We do have first responders. Our first responders is maybe about 8 to 10% of our whole program.
Mhm.
But in the military, it's mostly men. And then of those who get injured, it's mostly men, right? But we are, you know, I spoke to a female veterans group a few weeks ago. We have Angela Walker, who I think you spoke with. She's at the wheelchair games right now. She's reaching out to females specifically about the program. So a lot of what we do is word of mouth. You know, we don't have like commercials going on and stuff.
Did you take on Michelle Harris? She's amazing.
Oh yeah, Michonne. Oh, absolutely.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
She's the one who got me into
Yeah.
her group to talk to her female veterans group.
Yeah, she's about to have some type of, did she already have her women's group?
Yep. Yeah, well, I spoke to her group.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, group of blind veterans. Yeah.
Right. It's all women, huh? Or just
all women. So that's how we're trying to.
How many did she have turn out? Was it a big group?
I think there's about 6 or 7 on the call on the Zoom when I was on there, but they have more, and I sent them the resources. And you know, it takes time sometimes. It's a cultivation. And we're also, what we're trying to do is reach into areas where we haven't traditionally reached. So, I mean, you think about, we are founded by triathletes, and triathlon is a very expensive sport, right? So in the beginning, a lot of the outreach was the people who kind of were attached to that triathlon community. And a lot of it was like in the Northeast and in California. And now, for example, like I'm working quite a bit with the Louisiana Lafayette Blind Veterans Center. So I would talk to them. And, you know, the per capita income in Lafayette, Louisiana is not like it is, say, in San Diego, right? So trying to make those outreach efforts to areas where we don't, and they don't have a lot of adaptive sports opportunities and things like that. And that's kind of been my focus over the course of the last year or so.
Oh, I got you.
And what Nico left off was he helped me complete my first before I did my first full 70.3, he helped me complete my first 70.3 in Kansas. I got out the water and I was cramping real bad. I tried to ride, my bike broke. I don't know what they did, but I finally made it back on the bike, and Nico ran the rest of it for me.
Yeah,
some.
so that was interesting because I wasn't planning on running. And I didn't even have any shoes, but my buddy Daniel Powell was there, and he gave me his little 5-finger toe shoe things, you know, and they were a little small, but they stretched, and I did 13.1 miles. And then after that, my legs were in shock for a while, but and I think all my toenails came off too, but it was worth it. By golly, it was worth it. It was good.
That's amazing.
I did it in like 2 hours and 5 or 10 minutes. That wasn't too bad for not training.
Yeah.
But not training, that was amazing. Well, I think what you gentlemen are doing just outstanding. I can't thank you enough. And I'm so honored to have you on the show and to have Tony on monthly, huh, Tony? This monthly. And tell us real quick about your ministry too.
Well, I've been ministering ever since I was a kid. I started off, I grew up in the Catholic Church. We left there and came to the States. Then my mom became part of the Church of God in Christ in the Mississippi. And while we was there, after my mom and dad separated, we joined the 6th Avenue Baptist Church, and I started living with my grandmother then. And I just grew up into the ministry. In this past 2021, the pastor, Reverend Campbell, passed away. Most Right Reverend passed away, and he had 2 churches, and they were going to close the churches down because they didn't have any pastors. So they came and asked me would I take over the churches, and it's been
You go
a real
both
challenge.
of them or just the one?
Both. I have both of them. One is Wilson Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Wilson, Arkansas, and the other is Jubilee here in Blytheville, Arkansas.
Now, how do you do all that and then run your martial arts studio too?
But do martial arts Monday through Thursday.
I just said that. I know how that works.
Yeah, that's right. That's you too, Charles.
And then Friday night service. Then the weekend I have church unless I go somewhere to do a speaking engagement. And then the other parts I do in the morning times. And then it kind of worked itself out because I also have the Arkansas Freedom Fund that I take care of every other month, and then the Kappa Lambda Chi Military Fraternity Incorporated, that's a service program, and I also work with the Pillar Strength Lodge, number 13, with them on the other off weekends.
Wow, that's so phenomenal.
So what's the Freedom Fund? Arkansas Freedom Fund, exactly.
Okay. Well, the Arkansas Freedom Fund was a spinoff organization from another military organization at that time, and there wasn't enough funding coming into Arkansas in the rural areas that we were, so we started the Arkansas Freedom Fund. So we started off with bike rides. Now we're doing way more stuff to help. Not just we wanted to get away from just 9/11 veterans. We wanted to be able to help all veterans in Arkansas. I kind of piggybacked that off of the watching what Nico did with the Operation Rebound. So we just did it in Arkansas. So we started, once we started gaining, until COVID, we were doing real good.
Yeah,
and we had started,
stopped everything. For us
we were
too.
going on scuba trips. We had started going on horse rides. We had started linking up with Operation Rebound on some stuff and Challenge Athlete on some stuff. But right now we're in another building phase where we're getting ready set up for another golf tournament to try to raise money for the organization, and a tournament next weekend is gonna be my last Taekwondo tournament, win or lose.
So
How come you stay last?
Because I won't be fighting anymore. I'm a 9th degree black belt.
Oh, it's
so
nothing else to do. You didn't beat up everybody. Ain't nobody else to beat up.
The next step is to fend off the 10th degree black belt. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, we don't want
there you go.
Leave that alone. Well, thank you so much. Oh, I'm so honored to have both of you on the show today. So we're going to wind it down. Look for my call. Anthony, I know that you're busy, but I'd love for you to be on this call tomorrow too, if you have time. But we're going to wind it on down now here. I know you all have a very busy schedule.
But before we do that, we need to know how people can get in touch.
Oh, that's most definitely. I'm so sorry. Please don't. Please.
But you can always go to operationrebound.org, operationrebound.org, and has all the contact information there. We're based in San Diego, but we have a national reach.
That's right. Is there a phone number also?
Yeah, that's right. 858-210-3525.
Can you repeat that? Because we got a lot of podcasts going on at the same time.
858-210-3525.
And repeat your website again.
operationrebound.org. operationrebound.org.
And how we get in touch with you, Anthony?
You can also reach me through Nico, my Italian manager. You also can reach us through the martial arts program under Anthony's Worldwide Martial Arts. That's located at 603 North 6th Street, Blytheville, Arkansas, is where the headquarters is. From there, whatever state you're in, we'll assign you to us. We have 32 schools around the world, including Puerto Rico, Trinidad, and Uganda, and Kenya. So
really?
We're across the world. So the number is 870-740-5055. And the email
repeat
to the
it again.
That'll be 870-740-5055. And you can also reach me at Iron Fist, like Iron Fist 424 @yahoo.com.
Okay, that's great. Now, why are you looking up in the sky?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm looking up at. Oh, you got it. Y'all don't. Oh, I meant to put my glasses on so y'all can see my eyeball.
He's using his good eye like this.
Yeah.
It helps him focus in.
He's got those bifocals. So you looking at the bottom part.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking at. I'm actually looking at the phone. It's just my eyeball. Look like it. That's why I try to keep my glasses on, so because it'll get. And Nico know it'll get bad sometimes. One eye will sink all the way in and kind of scare people sometimes. Hey, man, where your eyeball go? I'm like, it'll be back.
No. He makes a joke out of it.
Yeah, you know when you can talk about yourself and laugh about it, whatever everybody else will go along.
Right.
That's too funny. God bless you all.
Mhm.
Okay, you got any funny clips real quick before we say goodbye?
Yeah, let me see here. I got this. This is
I always like to end the show with a funny clip.
the one that Connie sent me. So anything that's that's just a little
That's
disclaimer.
not the dog trying to take a bath, is it? That's the funny one.
This is let's see here. Where is it at? Hold up. Let me not share it yet. Yeah, this is a Connie clip.
Oh, okay, not my clip, for me. Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me do that. Unlock the volume and then and push share, and here it is. Let's see.
Teddy, we have a vet appointment in 15 minutes. We gotta go. Teddy? Oh, Teddy, what are you doing? We gotta go. Teddy, you get back. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Teddy? That's fine. I'll just go out the doggy door. Oh, he's in trouble. Teddy, when I find my truck keys, we're going.
They're like,
Give him
"We
to a
ain't
golden
going
retriever.
nowhere." They're like, "We ain't going no vet."
That's too funny. Okay, wind us down, Taylor.
Before we close the show, we would like to encourage our viewers and listeners to visit the Operation Confidence resource page on our website for some amazing resources. Also, we would like to inform everyone about Operation Confidence Positive Redirection Team. It's a group of male and female veterans who are mentors having overcome similar challenges and situations, transitioning back into mainstream society. To be connected or become a team member, email us at info@operationconfidence.org. Again, info@operationconfidence.org.
Okay, and as always, we want to remind our viewers and our listeners that the goal for this show is to raise awareness about Operation Confidence and our mission, and that is to provide stable housing for our veterans, especially those who are disabled, mainly physically disabled, and have experienced homelessness. So we encourage you to please get involved with our grassroots efforts by going to our website, www.operationconfidence.org, or send us an email at info@operationconfidence.org. And we ask you to also please subscribe to our American Invisible Heroes YouTube channel. To date, we have over 140,000 views. So we're getting there. Every day it's more than last week. So we're excited. Okay, and in closing, I would like to inform our viewers and our listeners that we're streaming also on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, as well as Amazon, iHeart, Stitcher, our own Instagram, and Twitch, along with Operation Confidence's Google blog. So anyway, I want to thank our outstanding guests today and always our co-hosts. And I thank you so much. We'll be back next week with another show. Goodbye, everyone. And thank you guys again. You guys were just amazing.
Play this video and then we'll see you guys next week.
That's you signing off.
Let's
Operation Confidence, America's invisible hero, invisible hero.
Bye-bye.
It ain't swag.
Oh, we're going to do one more with him.
no.
That's still cool. Okay. See you guys. Bye-bye.
All right.